Welcome to Hollywood Beach. This is the 2013 Pro Footvolley Tour season opener. This is JT Thomas, and I'm alongside Kayvon Haydari, and we have a spectacular first match of the day, an international challenge. It's USA versus Brazil. Sergio Menezes and Fernando Plents in the red, white, and blue. They're going to be playing against Adrian the Monster and Romulo Nobrega. Menezes and Plents, the first time they play together, Plents a normal partner outside of the international challenge of Adrian the Monster. And Kayvon, Plents the Monster, they've had a lot of history. Menezes is a one-time champion here on Hollywood Beach. This should be a pretty good matchup.
Well, you're looking at the first of a 5-city tour that crosses the United States, gets played twice in Florida, maybe a third time also at the end of the season, and in Virginia as well as California. You're looking at a sport which was born on the beaches of Rio de Janeiro. We're looking right now, of course, this Pro Footvolley Tour tours the United States. The Brazilians, as many people know, are the proponents of this. From Rio de Janeiro, then, yes, it landed in 2008 in the United States. Now, you're also developing, a lot of the players that come into this sport are former football or soccer players, but the rules are like beach volleyball. No hands, the soccer ball replaces the volleyball. It's a little bit softer than the standard soccer ball, and then the net. There's a particularity at this, which is the shark attack, which counts as 2 points. I'll let you start the game. We'll continue with that later.
That was Menezes' serve, and this is the Monster with the dink. Plents defends it, and that ball falls out of bounds. And Kayvon, what you were talking about, the shark attack, we're going to see that perhaps in this match. It's a spectacular play that counts as 2 points. Basically the player has to strike the ball over his head with his foot, sort of like a bicycle kick. It's basically the slam dunk or the alley-oop dunk, if you will, in basketball for the sport of football. It's spectacular, and we're going to see that later in the day.
You saw Menezes put the serve between the two players. They got confused, and with the wind, it may be a little bit difficult to handle.
So it's 2-0 for USA. This is Puente with the dink, and that ball falls out of bounds. The Americans off to a 3-0 lead. It's been a beautiful weekend here at Hollywood Beach. Kayvon, we could not have asked for better weather.
Yes, it is. And we're taking a look at Menezes start taking sort of a driven ball off the serve. And then the toughest thing to do is to handle that off the chest, lift it so that the third touch you can get across and make an attack on the other side of the net. From what I can see, Puente is the more physical player on the Brazilian team.
This is Romulo with serve. He's going to try Menezes. This is Sergio Menezes with the dink, and that ball falls in, and it's 4-1. Kayvon, you were talking about the players having a background in soccer. Obviously, we know that you're a distinguished soccer writer and a commentator of the sport for a long time. How do you feel about the average soccer player learning foot volley, picking up this game?
Well, it takes a different set of skills. Instead of the ball on the ground, the ball's going to be lifted up in the air. It needs a lot of flexibility and quick turns, cuts in direction, going to get reaction. So it's for a certain type of player. I wouldn't say the central defenders do great at it, but the midfielders seem to do better, and especially the forwards. The forwards are more of a reactive kind, and they need to put the ball away, and that's what this sport,
attracts.
The sport attracts.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's definitely the goal scorer type. They want to get up high at the net, head the ball down. So definitely a lot of scoring in foot volley. It's 4-2 right now. Match goes to 25 points. This is Menezes receiving serve. Menezes with the dink. Romulo defends. The Monster tries setting up his partner. A bad set there, and it's 5-2 USA here on Hollywood Beach.
Yeah, as you can tell, you get near the net, you maybe get in trouble. There's a certain sort of fine line between getting close enough to put it away and too close. There's a good save.
This is Menezes going to try. Fernando Plents with the shark attack. Plents again at the net. Defended by Romulo. Romulo going long, and that ball falls in. What a spectacular series early here. Kayvon, we were talking about that 2-point shot, and the Americans, the first to try it, almost works.
Well, Blent's back-to-back was in a personal duel with Monster, and Monster would just defend and dig those balls out as if it was volleyball. There's the first one there.
All right, well, we're going to go to break here. It's an exciting first part of the match here on Hollywood Beach. Welcome back to Hollywood Beach. This is JT Thomas alongside Kayvon Antonio for the 2013 Hollywood Beach Open, USA versus Brazil. Spectacular view there of beautiful Hollywood Beach. I've been having a great time here. The sand, the water right off the Broadwalk. This year we're adding a new element to the event, which is the International Challenge. USA versus Brazil, and I get to play as Team USA, and I get to play alongside Fernando Plentz. First time I play with Fernando Plentz. He's an extraordinary athlete, one of the best players on the tour, one of the high flyers on the tour, and I'm very excited about that. We'll play a very, very tough Brazil team in the Monster in Romelu, who have been training very hard together. So this is going to be a great kickoff event for 2013. It's the sixth year of the tour, but we're just getting started, and we are ready to take over all beaches in America. We're ready to go. That was team captain, USA team captain Sergio Menezes, and right on cue, back here in the stadium, Menezes puts the ball away. So Sergio Menezes, they're very eloquent in describing some of the lofty goals of the Pro Footvolley Tour. Kayvon, you've been around this tour for a while. Some of your thoughts since 2008, and this is Plentz, by the way, with serve, the Monster. We're going to get back to that in a second. Ooh, beautiful shot there. A shark attack, the first for the Brazilians, and that counts as 2 points. Kayvon, a little bit on the tour and some of the goals that obviously Menezes has set.
Well, we're taking a look here at the replay. Surprised why Romulo caught the ball. Oh, he figured that Monster had touched the ball with his, touched the net with his foot, so it was point over, but they got the point anyways. This tour started as a few people playing on the beach, in South Beach, other beaches in California, and then it's basically gained some sponsorship, gained some traction, and gained some visibility. And I think when people see it, they like the spectacular aspect of it, they like the laid-back aspect, and of course, they can certainly appreciate, those who play football or soccer can appreciate the skill level.
Absolutely, and that's Fernando Plentz there with a beautiful dink on the near side. The Monster unable to get to it. The Americans seem like they have just a little more pep in their system as they take the 8-5 lead here on Hollywood Beach in South Florida. Menezes is urging the crowd on to get into the match. It's still early here, Kayvon. This is Menezes' serve.
Yes, it's one set up to 25. It's sort of like in volleyball. You can get on a streak, and if you can serve out 4 or 5 points, you can recover a lead, or you can get way ahead. Now here comes Monster, and he's a player that moves around the court, but can get tired at the end of the match.
Yes, fitness has always been somewhat of a concern with Monster. He's a very powerful player, very emotional player as well. He's been to the semifinals here in Hollywood a few times. He plays alongside Plentz, who's now serving the ball, and they're longtime partners. They've been to many semifinals and many finals, but they've never won here on the Pro Footvolley Tour. That could all change here in 2013, but right now it's Plentz versus the Monster here in the USA versus Brazil Challenge, and Plentz getting the better of his regular partner. It's 10-6.
You saw Menezes win the point with the header to the open part of the court. As both of the other players moved up, he found the corner.
They're going to keep trying Romelu, and he's just not really putting the ball away. I guess the Monster is probably the better attacker of the two, Kayvon. And there's Plentz again, and Plentz is really starting to come on here in this match.
Plentz in college played as a forward with his back to goal a lot, and I think that set of skills goes really well with this sport as he gets set up here by Menezes, and he jumps up like he's going to kill it, decides to dink it.
Yeah, it was a nice shot there. And it was a perfect set also by Menezes. That's not easy, Kayvon, as you know, to just first time that ball. And as you were mentioning, in soccer, the skill set just a little bit different. They're used to perhaps corralling the ball and holding it, really. Here you're just trying to lift it all the time, so it's just a little bit different. Nice shark attack there by Fernando Plentz. Wow, Kayvon, how do they get up so high and knock it down with such force?
Well, it's a teamwork thing. I think from what you see here, Menezes set him up. You're getting a look at Monster trying to defend on it. He knows he didn't get it, and he's looking at the ball. But Plentz really made it difficult with that perfect shark attack.
They keep surfing Romelu. Romelu the chance to attack there. A nice attack. Ooh, and Menezes with the mistake and nearly destroys our equipment, Kayvon.
He's thinking, that's coming out of my check. Let me make sure that I don't get billed for that one.
Yeah.
So,
that's a net cam. I hope we still got that shot going in later in the day. So
I think, no, you take a look. This happens also in the 11-a-side game. Menezes didn't want to use his left foot to lift it.
This is Plentz with set. Menezes going long. Nicely defended by Romelu. And the Monster on second ball.
Shot, yeah. Correct, JT. You expect that third play that they were going back to pick up the kill, but Monster saw them heading back and he dinked it on the second one.
It's a good
throwing the rhythm off.
Good serve there by the Monster going deep. Romelu's starting to get in the groove of things here. Nice attack by Romelu. That's 2 straight points there for Romelu. And the youngest of the 4 on the court, Romelu Nobrega, who, by the way, was a 4-time varsity athlete up in Michigan. He played at a small college up there. He's back on the pro tour. This is Menezes with serve. Plentz. Menezes unable to get that. And you mentioned the word momentum, Kayvon. Do we see a little bit of a shift in momentum right now in the match?
Well, obviously, you switch every so often so you can sort of parse the wind conditions and any other conditions, sun, any sort. But now the Brazilians can get on a break. They're 3 points down, a 2-point shot, and then another point will get them back in the match at tie. No, Romulo is not really he's more of a defensive type, but they're set up backwards, and you get Buente digging, and this is what happens. Monster couldn't get that one, and it's a point for the U.S. team.
Yeah, you were mentioning Romelu being a better defender, and perhaps that's probably why Menezes attacked Monster on that, and he came away. Well, there's a mistake there by Monster, and another point, a relatively easy point for the Americans. It's 15-10 here on Hollywood Beach. It's 1 set to 25 points. This is Menezes with serve. 15-10. This is Nobrega. Tries the dink shot. Plentz defends it. Buente goes long. Menezes saves it. Plentz now. It's a nice rally. Nobrega. Ooh, and a mistake by Nobrega. And that was a tough ball for the Monster.
I would have thought maybe also Monster could have thought to save that one instead of trying to kill it. Well, he had to make a decision on that one.
We have a good match here on Hollywood Beach, and we're going to be back after the break. Welcome back to Hollywood Beach. This is JT Thomas alongside Kayvon Antonio. This is the 2013 Hollywood Beach Open. It's the Pro Footvolley Tour. Beach volleyball with soccer skills. This is Menezes with serve for the Americans. It's 16-10. This is the Monster going for a 2-pointer. Yes! And Brazil right off the break with a 2-pointer. Kayvon, what a beautiful shot there by the Monster.
Yeah, Monster caught Plentz. He wrong-footed Plentz. Plentz was coming up, and then he caught him with that shark attack. That one's worth 2 points. If you're not familiar with the rules, there's 2 plays which are worth double the points: the shark attack and the bicycle kick. If you can score on those, you get 2.
And you're right about the wrong-footed. Plentz was expecting perhaps a dink, a short ball, and Monster read that and crushed it long. And talking about crushing it long, Romelu's starting to get in the groove here. Once again, Plentz is starting to cheat a little bit there, Kayvon, expecting the shorter balls, and the players see that, and they go long, and it's hard to defend these shots all the way in the corner. Check out the shot here by Romelu.
Well, Plentz is trying to cover something, but he's always leaving something else open, and it's credit to the Brazil team that they can see what is open and putting the ball there.
Exactly, and it's not easy. I mean, you're trying to pinpoint the ball in this tiny little area in the back and get it there, and I guess that's why the Brazilians are the Brazilians. It's 17-13.
All
this
right.
is
But
Plentz
here,
was
this is
serve.
an important point. They won the serve back. They've got a lead, and can they get a streak going here?
This is Buente. Romelu with the dink, and that time, both players stayed flat-footed. The Americans not defending very well, Kayvon. They're attacking at a very, very high percentage. They're putting the balls away, but they're not defending all that well.
Well, I think they're both players who like to attack, especially off the header is what Sergio likes.
Nice
Here, he
defense.
dinks it. Monster. Now they were out of position, so trying to take advantage of it is Plentz. He sends it back, but he can't catch them for the point.
This is Menezes. He's going to get Plentz at the net. Plentz can't put it away. Bad set there by Plentz. Monsters all over the court, and Monster, what a play there by the Monster. Adrian Buente, beautiful shot. He defended twice, 2 very, very difficult balls, and then a soft, feathery dink over the net. Kayvon, that was some great foot volley.
Well, it was a scramble rally where both teams had to scramble, and in the end, the winning shot came from Monster, who got up from this save and then was able to have the composure to drop it in for a short ball.
This is Plentz with the set. They're going to keep trying to serve Menezes all day, and Romelu with the mistake, and the Americans are up 18-15. So a point is a point. You can take it anyway. It could be a rally that takes about 2-3 minutes, or it could just be a simple mistake like that, but a point is a point.
From what I can tell, I think the players emotionally losing it after losing a point off a long rally probably takes more out of you.
Ooh, nice set. Nice shoulder dink by Buente. And he's starting to show. No, not a 2-pointer because it was a shoulder.
No,
but
there are 2 points within the USA team.
Yes, and that just goes to show his arsenal, his different type of balls. I mean, Menezes pretty much is a great attack, but it's always headers. Whereas Buente, it's shark attack, even though he failed on that one.
Well, that's a go for broke move.
Yes.
If he gets it, they're tied.
They're tied, yeah. But it's also risky because now it's 19-16, and the Americans are 6 points away from winning. Menezes is trying to pump up the crowd. This is, they're playing at home. I mean, this is where the Pro Footvolley Tour all started, here in South Florida.
It's difficult when the Atlantic washes up what is home, what is away, where that water comes from and the sand comes from. But there it is, the beaches of Hollywood Beach.
Nice shot there by Nobrega. No, but what my point was that, Kayvon, is that the first Pro Footvolley Tour started here on Hollywood Beach. 2008, that's when the Romario, the one-time World Cup winner from Brazil, he won that event in 2008. And then in 2009, there was another event. That was a spectacular event. And then we've had some winners from all over the world. In 2010, the Paraguayans came and shocked the world, the foot volley world, by just simply destroying everyone, the Americans, the Brazilians, the French, the Italians, without ever getting a grain of sand on their uniforms. I mean, they left with no sand on their uniforms that year. That was just a spectacular display back in 2010. But we're back in the action here. Nice shot there by Plentz. Plentz with the dink, puts it away, and USA at 21-18.
Second ball attacks, you know, sometimes it can catch your opponent off guard. You know, so I'm all up for it. if it's being made that way. Now, on the other hand, some attacks are made prematurely. The second ball can be made prematurely, and you can actually ruin a good setup that will put you closer to the attack than, as a second ball.
Some great words there by Fernando Plence, and talking about scoring off a second ball, which is exactly what he just did. And this is the monster! Plence tries the shark block, and wow, what an athletic play by both athletes on that. And the Brazilians get 2 more points, and this game is far from over. It's 20-21, Brazilians on serve, trying to make the comeback here in Hollywood Beach. Kayvon, it's anyone's game right now.
Well, that play was a bit of a soul train. Soul against soul. Whoever won that one would have gotten 2 points. It could have given a 3-point lead to the U.S., but Monster won it, and his team is now within 1.
Romulo tried to go long. Menezes defended that very, very well, and it's a point for the Americans, and it is 22-20.
Yeah, those who haven't seen the shark attack before, it's basically you get up over the net and slap it down with the sole of your foot. So it's really, really difficult. It's not on the instep, it's on the sole. So if the angle is right, it's really difficult to defend. You saw Plent and Monster go at it to see who won that ball. 50-50 ball over the net.
This is the Monster with the set for Romulo, defended by Menezes. Plence is going to serve Menezes. Defended over there well by the
outside of the
Monster.
foot. With the outside of the right foot.
This is Plence at the net. Plence got the shark, but he also hit the net, so it's a point for the Brazilians. It's 21-22. Buente acknowledging the ref's participation in the match, calling the infraction. So we have a nail biter here. It's 21-22. Brazilians on serve. Americans 3 points away from the victory.
It's up to 25. You have to win by 2.
This is Romulo Nobrega for serve. Nobrega is gonna probably try Menezes. They haven't served Fernando all afternoon. This is Nobrega with serve. This is Menezes. Plence with the set. Menezes crushes it down the near side, and a great point for the Americans. They needed that to give them just a little bit of a lead there.
Breathing room.
Breathing room. Thank you. It's 23-21.
Interesting how Menezes played it with the header, the driven header, to the left foot of Romulo. It's sort of like playing it to somebody's backhand in tennis.
Exactly. This is Buente with a 2-pointer. No. Buente sets Romulo. No. Menezes defends. Menezes chests it unorthodoxly over the net. Buente, no. And the Americans at 24-21. Kayvon Antonio.
Well, you're taking a look at Monsters taking longer to get up after each shark attack. And so basically, if we had a shark cam and we could time it, it's really taking a lot out of him. Romulo set him up for a couple of shark attacks. By the last one, he couldn't get his legs. He had rubbery legs, and he couldn't get it. It's now match point.
This is match point for the Americans. Menezes will serve. They're going to serve Buente. Buente with a shark attack, defended by Menezes. This is Buente with the set. Menezes read the dink, and the Americans come away with the victory. 25-21 here on Hollywood Beach. What a spectacular win, and what a spectacular start to the Hollywood Beach Open.
Well, back and forth match, a lot of momentum changes. It looked like perhaps Menezes going for Buente, the Monster, going for broke, but this time they're playing up at the net, and Menezes cross-court drop shot, which is not easy. You have to really get the right touch on that.
For Kayvon Hadari and JT Thomas, we're going to be back, but what a beautiful win by the Americans.